Yo, you tapped in, no filter, no fluff, real rap every time. Yeah, we talking about health, from the boardroom moves to the barbershop facts. We keep it 100, never turning our backs. Mine sharp like a suit with the fade on point. Every convo cut deep, this ain't just for the joint. It's the culture, the hustle, the game and the grind. You looking for truth, then you came to the right line. Keeping it 100. Facts versus feelings. Keeping it 100. Truth with no ceilings. Keeping it 100. No cap, just vision. We speak it, we live it. Your health is our mission. Keeping it 100. Facts versus feelings. Keeping it 100. Truth with no ceilings. Keeping it 100. No cap, just vision. We speak it, we live it. Your health is our mission.
Welcome to the Keeping It 100 podcast, where we make sure you have the health information you need to make good health decisions. I am your host, Dr. Kristin Motley, and as always, I'm joined by the one and only Georgie Mink Jr. What up, G? You on mute, G?
I am. So let me start over. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Doc. Good evening.
Hey. How you doing?
I'm good.
How was your day? How was corporate life for you?
I actually had an easy day. I actually was working from home today. So
you real corporate. You fancy.
I had the luxury to go remote. So, good stuff though. Good stuff.
That's great. Yeah, of course. I'm happy for you. Moving on up.
Yes, that's what we do.
Like the real George, the original G, George Jefferson.
The updated one. Yeah.
Awesome. It's March. It's our first show in March. It's Women's History Month. I know that was important for you, for us to recognize that. So thank you for giving a shout out and for always thinking about the ladies, G. What do you want to share with us? Like, what do you got? What are we going to talk about?
Well, I mean, I'm going to probably start highlighting like females that we're connected with, females that I work with, females that's boots to the ground right now. And, no disrespect to, to like the elders, but I'm just going to go to the here and now. So this week, I'm going to honor Carol Kazim.
Oh, yay.
She's my first one on the list. And I actually Googled her name to see what would come up. So, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I'm going to just read what they said. So
okay.
It says Carol Kazim is an American politician currently serving as a Democrat member of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives for the 159th District since January 2023. Carol Kazim, member of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives from the 159th District, is also an incumbent. So that's all they had. But I mean, I know her, she's a friend, and she's been an advocate for everything, in the helping, changing communities sector. And proud to be her friend. She's actually running again now.
Please vote.
Yeah, so get them votes out. She's been doing a great job, and we want to continue the energy. So today we honor Carol Kazim.
Yes, Rep Kazim. She is.
We
got the upgraded. We got the upgraded package. Shout out to Francis, engineer, holding it down for us. Thank you so much. So Rep Kazim, she is the voice that Chester needs. She don't play no games. She don't hold no punches. She really is out there fighting and advocating and making sure that we get the resources that are due to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so she does not have an easy job, but she doesn't make it look hard. She just show up. Like, I love looking at her at a press conference because she don't take no notes. Everybody else be up there like this.
Right.
We out here today. We want to say no. Go blah 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 blah. Carol be like, listen. Yeah. One thing I know for sure is what y'all better do is she'll. And I peep that, Carol. I peep and I'm taking notes from you. Like, you just speak from the heart.
Yeah.
Just speak from the heart, and what needs to be said will be said.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Rep Kazim. Thanks for representing our city and our people and just being the voice that we need and deserve to have in Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm.
And we are wishing you the best on your re-election campaign.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good pick, G. Good pick.
Hey.
Nice. So let's just hop right into the news. We've been talking about social media a lot, but it's just in the news and it affects people's health. So we're gonna keep talking about it. So there is a lawsuit against Meta, which everybody knows owns TikTok. Owns Facebook and Instagram. And TikTok is also in this lawsuit and YouTube. Because advocates are saying that their platforms were intentionally designed to be addictive and that they may be contributing to higher rates of youth experiencing depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts, which is a big deal. Now, they all say that you're not supposed to use their platform until the age of 13. They all have that as a thing, but studies show that about 40% of children between the age of 8 and 12 are already using social media. And we know that because we live with those kids. And younger than that, we are raising those children that are using social media well before they're 8 years old. And so there's a big concern that the use of these platforms are driving depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts in these children. And so these companies, they're being sued. So I'm not on social media much anymore because it's just too exhausting and it is addictive, and I don't like the feeling of being addicted to something. And so I just don't get on because I know once I'm on, I'm just gonna be on it for at least an hour, and I don't have an hour to be scrolling. It is entertaining, so sometimes on the weekends I'll dip in to look for some Black entertainment on Instagram because Black people are just funny. And so I will, but I know it's going to take up an hour of my time. So I'm very conscious of that. So I mostly just stay away from it. But for children with their brains still developing, that addiction is no good.
I agree. I still got mixed feelings on it though. So
come on, talk about it.
I still think it's on the parents. Like, I mean, things been out there, things is open. You're right. Okay. Even if it's leading to some of these problems with the youth, but it's just a big deal for the parents to be monitoring what's going on with their children.
Yeah.
So especially in these times, like you have to play a little closer. We didn't have to worry about those things when we were younger. Now in these new ways, parents do. So it comes with parenting. So.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. And one thing that I do like, and I guess this is an iPhone thing, but I guess they have apps for all the phone types where you can actually control what your children is exposed to, what they're doing, the amount of time they're spending on. You can cut off the phone at certain times automatically so that it only can access, the telephone feature, and you can't go on the internet if you put a time restriction around it. So I think one of the easiest things we can do as parents is look into those controls. I was talking to my cousin recently, and she said she has a time limit, so her son can't go on to any social media after 10 o'clock, and it just like shut down at 10 o'clock. He can't do anything. So he called her and was like, "Mom, can you put my put my Instagram back on for 10 minutes because I gotta send this message to this girl?" And she was like, "What?
No,
you gotta wait till tomorrow."
Right.
Like, no, I'm not putting it back on for 10 minutes for you to send a message to a girl. He's in high school. But I love the fact that she's like controlling it. It's like, you're not going to sit here and do this all day long. So we just got to use these parental controls that exist to limit the access. So it's not 24-hour access. It is not access during the school day. You know what I mean? So it's some things we have to do as parents, like you said, to protect our children, their health and their brain, because this is serious. Like when you see stuff online, you think it's real because it looks real.
Right.
You think it's real. And that's one reason why I pulled back from social media a bit, because when AI started generating content and I can look at something and know it's not real, I'm like, I don't even want to look at fake stuff.
Yeah,
And
I don't like that.
Too much. It's too much. Like, is this real? Is it fake? I just want to look at real stuff, like real crazy stuff. I'll look at. I don't want to look at stupid, creative stuff. Like, no. And that's another thing that's happening is that YouTube Kids is being criticized because their platform has a lot of AI generated content for children. And so children are looking at a lot of creative nonsense things that are just repeatedly being put in front of them. So they're like looking at horses being hatched out of an egg and snakes having mermaid tails and like stuff that is not real, but is being placed in their minds as a thing that's real. Right. And that's going to have some, problems down the line. So it's like, look, I don't want to look at fake stuff. So I just try to stay away from it.
Right.
But really anyway, obvious that many of these videos are AI generated. But they're being recommended to children on YouTube under the guise of teaching. And many of them have millions of views.
Yeah, so it's just a lot of AI generated content. We just have to make sure we are looking at what our kids are watching. And I thought that it was okay to let Noah, he's 6, watch YouTube Kids because it's called YouTube Kids, right? But then one day he was watching something and the cartoon was cussing. What? So they're not even monitoring what is being uploaded onto YouTube. I feel like they must have this team of people that looks at the content and it gets approved before it's placed on the platform. That's not happening because this cartoon was cussing somebody out. And so I was like, oh, Noah, you done with YouTube Kids.
Wow.
It's too much.
Right.
So yeah, so that's our little social media update. The other thing that's happening in the news, Target, which I have successfully boycotted for over a year now. I'm very proud of that. Has announced that by the end of May, they will only sell cereals that are made without synthetic colors, and they'll be the first national retailer to make this move. They are saying that consumers want more healthier foods and they want to get rid of these dyes, especially in children's food, because we know that dyes also lead to health issues. And so this is building on their health focused strategy for their off-brand line. And so, I appreciated Target, but I'm still not shopping there. So I'm gonna give y'all a little credit for making this good decision because that's a good thing. But I'm gonna need y'all to get back on your DEI initiatives that you had committed to, and make sure there is representation and that Black people and voices and vendors are adequately and employees are adequately represented and supported at your institution. But I do appreciate I do appreciate the move to lead us out of this consuming foods with harmful dyes, because other advanced countries they don't serve the kind of foods we serve.
No, they don't.
And we all need to be moving in that direction. So I do applaud that, but I'm still not shopping there. G, what you think?
Well, they trying to work you off the picket line.
It's gonna take a lot more than that.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, we need to get more health conscious, and it's going to start with stores like Target, Walmart, stores that we frequently go in. I actually love the idea, because that way, it just won't promote itself. So it's like we only have healthy choices. And more healthy choices, healthy lifestyle. So I enjoy that. So they got a little check, Doc. You got to give them some. So I mean, they still got a big picture though. So we're not going to ignore it. But that's a big move for them.
It is. It is, and I do appreciate it because our people still shop there. So for the people that still shop there that eat their brand of cereal, starting in May, you'll have healthier options, and that's important. That is important. So now we have a special treat. We are going to move over to our guest for this evening, Dr. D. Grace. We're going to be talking about detox myths and reality. Dr. Grace is a truth teller and guide with the power to break down complex science into urgent, actionable insights that people can actually use. Her motto is that the majority of cancers aren't random bad luck. They're often preventable. She is the founder of the Cancer Detox. And so welcome back to Keeping It 100, Dr. D. Nice to have you here.
Hey, good evening, Doc.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
All right.
Doing good. Full disclaimer, Dr. D. Grace is a board member of Health Educated, and she is a friend of mine. And so she is always available when I need a guest, and always available to share the latest. I rely on her. I depend on her for health information for me and my own family. And so I'm really glad to, to have her and for her to be willing to always share whatever she knows with the people. So power to the people, Dr. Grace. Power to the people.
Power to the people. Thank you for having me. And we're going on a long run, Kristin.
I know.
It's crazy. All these years that have passed by, but so phenomenal in terms of the things that you're doing. And I'm always happy to come.
Oh, thank you. She started off as my mentor like 25 years ago, I think. At least 25 years ago. Yeah. And then I grew up and I was like, we could be friends now. Although I still look up to her for a lot of things. She's been amazing, and I'm really honored to have her join the board and help guide Health Educated, what we do, how we do it. And so thank you, Dr. D. Grace.
You are welcome.
So we're going to have to show about detox because we get questions all the time. I personally have questions about this. So this is a perfect conversation. I do want to go back to a statement in your bio, though, because we talk about this, that cancers aren't random bad luck. And we talk about the environmental pollution and toxins that drive a lot of cancers and disease in our community specifically. And so a lot of times, healthcare providers will say, well, you're at risk because you're Black. You're at risk because you don't exercise, because you don't eat this, because you don't do that. No. It's because of where I live and what I'm exposed to and factors around the environment. And we don't talk about that enough. And people don't realize that. They'll say, well, it's in my family history. It could be in your family history. That is true. But it doesn't help that you breathe in the hazardous compounds every single day. That's not helping. And so I really love that you push, and tell people it's not bad luck. And it's not just your habits. It's other things that contribute to your cancer diagnosis. And so thank you for the work that you do.
You are so welcome. I definitely think that when people talk about, it runs in my family, well, families live in a certain environment together, and they also learn certain lifestyle habits together. So whether or not you're getting a genetic test to determine if you are predisposed to a certain type of cancer, do know that your environment and the things that you learn from your family are contributing to your cancer burden, your potential cancer burden.
That's a good point. That is a good point. So it runs in your family because y'all all live in the same community. So if your family didn't live in that community, maybe it wouldn't be running in your family. So that's a really good point.
And if that community wasn't burdened with potential toxins in the community, then maybe cancer would not be running in your family. So we know that toxins can turn on genes and silence some of the cancer preventing genes. So these are all the things that are going on in our body all the time based on the environmental toxins that we come across.
Wow. Okay. It's good stuff. So I guess I'll go. So is it true that feeling terrible, I guess like headaches, fatigue on a detox diet, is that a sign that it's working or no?
That's a good question. I think it's more of a sign of whether or not that particular toxin is in your body and if you're withdrawing from that toxin. I think it's important to remember that when we talk about detoxing, we're talking about removing toxins from our environment, from our physical environment, and as well as from our internal environment. So if you are having certain symptoms, detox symptoms, as a lot of people like to call them, the headaches, some people say breakouts, fatigue, know that those things may just be a sign that because you have stopped eating and taking in certain toxins, that it could be a withdrawal symptom. A classic example is coffee. A lot of people decide to stop drinking coffee, and guess what happens? Exactly. Fatigue sets in. Mental fatigue sets in. Some people call it a brain fog. Physical fatigue can set in. That coffee, whether or not you consider it a toxin, it is actually something that's creating a certain process in your body to give you more energy. We all know it's the caffeine. So that is an example of a very basic way that a particular type of chemical, once stopped, is causing a particular symptom or a sign.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So a detox is removing a chemical. Is that like in the basic form of the verb to detox? You're having a chemical release from your body, or you're not consuming a chemical, or like, what is the definition, I guess, of detox?
Right.
Detox is, well, the root of the word is tox, which is toxin. And it means under, removing, you're getting rid of it. So you're getting rid of it through whatever lifestyle choices you've decided to stop. So whether that's stopping consuming a certain drink, such as alcohol, stopping tobacco smoking, stopping smoking something else, such as your cannabis, or, ensuring that your body is rid of certain chemicals through certain practices that people do, which are detox practices. Some detox practices are just as simple as going into a sauna and sweating. And we do know that being in a sauna, there are some studies that show that it does release certain environmental chemicals, such as PCBs, from the body through the sweat, because our skin is a major organ in our body, on our bodies, and it is a detoxification organ in and of itself.
I'm glad you said that, because I know there's always discussion about, do we need to detox? And people will say no, because your body does it all, does it for you anyway. But also looking at the fact that a detox is not just, I guess, from minerals and vitamins or anything, but also from alcohol and from drug use and things like that. So I'm wondering, for a person that doesn't use substances like that, do they still need to detox? Is the body going to do the detox work, or
that? Yeah, the body is detoxing 24/7. Let's just set that stage right here and now. You really don't have to do anything in particular to detox your body. Why? Let's go through the major detoxification organs in our bodies. Number one, I already mentioned skin. Number two are the lungs, because we breathe in air, we breathe in oxygen, but we know that the toxin carbon dioxide is produced from us breathing in oxygen. We have to release that carbon dioxide. So our lungs are a detoxification organ. The other, what I kind of call the heavy hitters in terms of detox organs, is number 3, our gastrointestinal tract, our GI system. Number 4 is our kidneys. And then number 5 is the liver. So those are the 5 major detox organs in our body. So our body is detoxing all the time. We really don't need to do anything to detox. And I say that though with an asterisk, because that is honestly in a perfect environment when there's very little environmental toxins running around in our environment and very little access or consumption to processed foods, So that is the one caveat I say in regards to our bodies detoxing all the time. We do know that as we age, our endogenous or our built-in detoxification system does sometimes get a little wonky. It doesn't always actually work as well as when we were younger. So it may make sense as you age to start eliminating some of these things that we know are toxic to our bodies, just so that you don't overtax your natural detoxification systems. But to answer the question as whether or not you do need to detox, I think it's truly an individual thing based on what you feel you are exposed to and the toxins you're exposed to in your environment.
That is really helpful. Thank you so much. You just said if you are exposed to environmental toxins, you may want to implement some detox practices to I guess release those things or to combat what your body isn't able to fight off. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, what are those toxins? How do we get rid of them? Like, who's at risk?
Yes, absolutely. Let's start with who's at risk. We know that certain communities that are in these places where they're burning trash or they are processing some form of trash, that trash, number one, if they're burning it, the toxins are released into the environment. Number 2, if they are next to a facility that's processing trash, there could be water runoff from those facilities that could be leaching into your local environment. So those communities, people are in and around those communities. We know they are definitely predisposed to getting those toxins. And we've seen the effects of that. There's been plenty of documentaries talking about that. So, that is one particular group that does need to be concerned with, number one, trying to figure out how to move away from those toxins, how to get it out of their system. So you can look at, water filtration systems in your home that can limit the amount of toxins that are coming in through your water, and being able to drink that water and cook with that water as much as possible. And bathe in that water as much as possible. I think that is one way that you can stop, just if we're just looking at water. And of course, you do have to be careful if you're in those communities that how you grow, if you're growing your own food and using that particular water, because we do know that can be picked up into the actual produce. So yeah. I think when we talk about detoxification, we're essentially like eliminating a toxin. So how do you do that? How can you, if you're in those types of communities, how can you get away from it? Sometimes you just can't. You may not be able to move. And if we're talking about underserved or socioeconomically depressed communities that, where people cannot get away, it is tough. It is one of those things that's pretty tough. So I always like to say, I talked a little bit about the sweating, the sauna. There's limited evidence to show that, you can release certain toxins through the sweat. So employing some practices like that, of course, talking to your healthcare provider first before you do anything like that to make sure you can safely sit into a sauna, I think is vitally important. The other things that you want to do is you just want to make sure that you are providing your body with the best nutrition possible, because nutrition can help. When you think about a toxin, the main thing that it's doing in your body is causing inflammation, and it's setting up what I like to call a high oxidant potential in the body. And we know, how do we combat oxidants? With antioxidants. And the majority of the foods that are going to provide us with the best antioxidants and the most antioxidants are fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. So if you're in an environment like that, you want to consider eating a diet that is more anti-inflammatory, because those toxins are creating inflammation in your body, and they're causing and wreaking havoc in all of our healthy cells. And then number two, you want to consider eating a diet that is high in antioxidants, which are going to be your fruits and your vegetables. So think things like vitamin C foods. A lot of people think oranges are the only high vitamin C foods, but they're not. Things like red bell peppers, foods like kale and spinach actually have higher vitamin C content than oranges.
You have to eat them raw, or can they be cooked and still be high in vitamin C?
Such a good question. Vitamin C is easily degraded. So I always like to say raw is best if you're looking to get a high vitamin C count in your body. But lightly steamed, I think, is the second best, especially for things like kale and spinach. I would avoid boiling it because it's just going to
in butter. I should have said spinach and butter.
You know. But you mean you can steam it and then put a little butter on it afterwards.
Right.
I want to go back. You was talking about the water and using the water filter. You're the first person I ever heard say that you have a water filter on your shower. And I was like, and that was like 20 years ago. That was a long time ago when you said that. And I was like, you get a water filter on your shower? And I never looked into it. But you are the first and the only person that I ever knew to have that. So you are not just talking this, you are really living, what you teach people to do, which is a big deal.
Yes, absolutely. And I also say too, if you know you're exposed to a lot of toxins in your environment, drinking water out of water bottles is probably not the best thing either. Why? Because we know the plastic and we are now being aware of microplastics, those small microscopic shavings that are coming off of the plastics in our lives, in our food products, that are being ingested into our bodies and are now being found in our organs, in our tissues.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm kind of urging everybody to really reconsider water consumption out of plastic bottles, and to really just invest in a good water filtration or a water filtration unit for their kitchen faucet or their refrigerator dispenser.
Mm. Wow.
Absolutely. We got to do these things. Can you talked about some foods that we should, produce. Can you give us some more examples of produce we should be consuming? Like how much?
Oh, that's wonderful. So one thing I always like to talk about is like, it's not enough to give people like a list of foods. You also need to talk about how much food you need to be consuming and how often. I think it's how much and how much time. So I talked about vitamin C as one of those foods that's because it has high vitamin C foods, I should say, have high vitamin C, which is a really great antioxidant. Other foods that contain vitamin E, such as your almonds, even some of the green leafy vegetables are high in vitamin E. That is another great antioxidant. And actually vitamin C and vitamin E work hand in hand. They kind of help each other prolong the life of both of those antioxidants in our body. So you want to consider looking at vitamin E foods as well. One thing I always say with those particular types of foods, such as your green leafy vegetables, you want to get it the right serving. So look up serving sizes. Serving sizes are important because you want to make sure you get enough. So I always say look for getting 1 cup of uncooked green leafy vegetables in your diet. That can be through a salad, that can be through a green smoothie, or a smoothie of whatever color you want it to be. It doesn't have to be green. You can add some berries to it so it's not green. I know a lot of people are, they're like, green, no. So you can do it. You can get your raw produce that way. And also I say lightly steamed vegetables as well. Let me also mention here too, these types of vegetables not only contain the antioxidants, these antioxidant vitamins, they also contain compounds that are going to activate our detoxification enzymes through one of those heavy hitting detox organs, which is our liver. So these compounds, such as your kale, broccoli, arugula, romaine lettuce, cauliflower, those types of vegetables are going to activate the detoxification enzymes in our liver. The liver has over like 400 functions, but one of its main functions is to detox toxins and waste out of our body.
I love it. And I love arugula. I can eat arugula all day. So I'm glad that's on your list.
That's good. That's good. Because some people don't like it. It's like, oh, it's too spicy, but I say just mix it in with some romaine lettuce. I think you'll be able to tolerate it a little bit more.
I do like arugula. Now I want to talk a little bit about some of these other foods that people are eating for detox and for other health benefits. I wanted to ask you about sea moss, because that was like a big one that came up around COVID, I feel like, or maybe prior to COVID. I don't know, but like everybody was doing sea moss. But I went to Jamaica and I talked to the Jamaicans and they were like, we eat it right out the sea. So so because they said that, I felt like it must be some health benefits to it, but I don't know if the kind that we eat here is the same, is equivalent to what they eating out the sea. So.
No. No. I mean, sometimes I go to like my local grocery store, or really I should say my local farmer's market. And I mean, I'll get like they sell a huge bag of sea moss this big and it's like $10. And I'm like, okay, this can't be real. This is not the real sea moss, because sometimes you'll get like a little tiny bag for only, I should say only, but they're charging like $20. So the source is really quite important. But I have heard of just a lot, like you said, a lot of Jamaicans basically saying, take sea moss for anything, any ailment, it's going to cure it. And, they are certainly, they look healthy in terms of the people. But I kind of say, well, is that more because of the sunlight and the vitamin D? Because we know the health benefits of the sunlight and vitamin D. So, sea moss is pretty much seaweed. That's what it is. It's going to be high in a lot of minerals, and a lot of minerals. Sometimes we know that the soils in the U.S. are being depleted of minerals just because of the overgrowing of these particular plots of land. So the minerals are key to a lot of these enzymes, especially the detoxification enzymes, being able to work properly. So you do any enzyme in your body, any protein in your body. So minerals are important. It's also a good source of B vitamins. B vitamins are known to, give you energy. So as well as iodine. If you're low on iodine, if you have some thyroid issues, it's good with iodine. You do have to be careful though. If you do have thyroid issues, you don't want to overconsume iodine. So you need to talk to your healthcare provider before consuming seaweed. But that being said, is it a miracle cure? it's just like with any other superfood, quite honestly. I think it's mostly overhyped. I'm not going to say it doesn't have any particular benefit, but one thing that I do hear anecdotally from people that seaweed is really good for skin, nails, and hair.
Okay.
And that's because of a lot of the minerals. There's very few claims that have been proven in the science that it's going to lower blood pressure, that it's going to reverse type 2 diabetes, or to reverse, heart disease, which are kind of the main things that people are really looking for.
Right.
Thank you. G, I know you had a question about something that people was taking and using.
Oh yeah, a couple things. I wanted to know what are the health benefits of apple cider vinegar, and also about the elderberry craze we've been on since COVID.
Yeah. Apple cider vinegar actually does have some health benefits. There are a few studies that have shown that it does actually help with weight loss, but the effects of it are really not that significant. Like, I feel like you could go on another type of, nutritional plan and you will probably lose just as much weight, taking apple cider vinegar. For instance, some people who do consume more green smoothies or even green drinks, green vegetable juices, do tend to lose weight when that is done consistently. Why? Because it's actually suppressing your thirst or your hunger for processed foods. So that's one example. Also, apple cider vinegar has been shown to help with controlling blood sugar and that glycemic index, and keeping that low for certain people who have issues with high blood sugar. So they're showing some significant reductions with fasting blood glucose after taking apple cider vinegar. So, but the caveat is ACV can cause some GI disturbances, can cause some stomach upset. So I think it really just depends on the person if you're able to handle it. Another thing that it's been shown to do is to help with lowering total cholesterol. So if you're having high cholesterol, there has been some clinical research to show that it can lower cholesterol. But again, these are all things that I feel like people need to be discussing with their healthcare practitioner to make sure that it's something that's right for them.
Copy. Okay.
Now, I was just going to answer about the elderberry, right?
Yes.
Now, are you taking elderberry right now?
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I will be honest. I have taken elderberry and I have not really noticed a huge difference in my own immune system. And it's around the time, maybe a few months back, when this whole flu thing was going around and it was like, wow, so many people were getting sick. So elderberry has been shown to improve the immune function. However, again, the research is kind of minimal. I think people are taking some of the claims that have been shown in like animal studies with lab rats and maybe kind of extrapolating that to humans, which, we're a totally different system from, an animal. And one thing, whenever I quote animal study, I always say, listen, this is done in animals. Once it gets into humans, it's a different ball game. So, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Doc.
No, I was just going to ask about the apple cider vinegar. So it does have some benefits. How much do people need to take? Is it every day? Is it once a week?
So that's a good question. So most people probably will benefit taking it every single day. I would, if they want to see benefits. And I think it depends on how long you want to go for. One thing about ACV is that it can lower blood sugar. However, if you're on the lower end of the spectrum in terms of weight, it can also suppress your appetite. And I think that's one reason why it's helping to lower blood sugars, because you're not eating as much. So So, you do need to be careful with that because it is a strong taste to it. Most people will take 1 teaspoon, mix it in with a glass of water, drink that water, and they will do that, every day or every morning. But I will say long-term effects, it is a vinegar. So, which is, highly, very strong. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you're monitoring this because, again, it can have some GI disturbances. It can disrupt the bacteria in your gut. And we all know now, we're hearing that science coming out, how important that bacteria, that gut bacteria is to your overall health. So I would not go disrupting that gut microbiome just for shedding a few pounds, Mm-hmm. There's other ways you can effectively lose weight.
This is good stuff. Now, I do want to let viewers know that everything that you shared with us today, a lot of this information is in your book, The Cancer Detox. Do you have a copy on your desk right there? Can we look at it?
I actually, you know what? I
sold
don't.
Out?
It is sold out. I actually had an event this past Sunday at one of the local churches, and it sold quickly.
How can people get your book?
Yes, you can go to, it's on Amazon, and the book is titled Cancer Prevention, The Diet and Lifestyle Habits That Cancer Hates. It is on Amazon. It has been #1 in the bestseller list for cancer and in the top 5 for holistic medicine.
Congratulations! Can we get some claps, Frances? Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. So I'm very, very happy. Thank you. So you can go, you can find it. Here's an easy link. It's a bit.ly/cancer prevention book.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry. I think your audio. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. bit.ly/cancer prevention book. All one word. Okay. So you can find it at that particular link. You can also go to my website, thecancerdetox.com. You'll be able to find it on there as well. And that is just thecancerdetox.com. So and it's sold on Amazon, and I'm super excited about it because it has 24 prevention strategies. And a lot of it, I talk about all of these things I've talked about, how to lower your toxic load, especially with our household cleaning chemicals, as well as our produce. And produce chemicals are really, really important. So I have a whole strategy actually 2 strategies on lowering both.
Awesome. Amazing. Really, really good stuff. Dr. Jess, could you drop her website in the comments? The public comment section. Thank you. So we can make sure that gets out there. How do people find you if they want to book appointments? If anyone is diagnosed with a cancer diagnosis, I'm always like, you got to talk to Dr. D. Grace so she can give you the steps. So how do people connect with you that way?
Quite easily. You can find me on social media. I'm on Instagram at The Cancer Detox. So you can message me through there. I'm also on TikTok. You can find me at The Cancer Detox on TikTok. And if you want to directly connect with me, you can email me, which is, I can't believe what I'm saying, like it's almost like snail mail at this time. hello@thecancerdetox.com. That's hello@thecancerdetox.com. And also you can book an appointment with me on my website, thecancerdetox.com.
Very nice. So email is like snail mail? I didn't know that. People not emailing no more?
I feel like people are no longer emailing me. They're all like messaging me, text messaging me, or messaging me on social media. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I think we're just all on our phones, and
yeah, it's just easier.
It's just easier than opening up an email app and emailing someone.
It's so funny. I did not know that people are not emailing. I don't ever check anything. No one ever send me any DMs. Don't be sliding in my. I'm never going to see it. I promise you. When I go on Instagram, it is to be entertained. I only want to be entertained, and I'm not checking notifications. I'm not checking anything. I'm sorry.
Well, somebody has to check it, Kristin, because the people need you. Okay.
It's not getting checked. I don't know what to tell y'all. I probably should have somebody go in there and check it. Okay. Yes. Maybe I had somebody go in there and check my messages.
Yeah, Francis, clap it up.
Oh, Lord. All right, I'll get caught up. I got y'all. Well, this was a really good conversation. I'm so glad you were available to join us this evening. And the last question I have for you, I promise this is the last one.
Okay.
What is the most entertaining and informative podcast that teaches people about their health?
It's the Keeping It 100 podcast.
Hey.
Yeah, we want to make sure you know where you were. Some people don't know where they at, so we want to make sure you knew where you are.
I know exactly where I am. Okay, you do not play. It says be here at this time and this day. I'm there.
You are, and we appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for joining us. We will definitely have you come back. As you were talking, I said, we should probably have her come back and talk about fasting, because we've talked about fasting before too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, hot topic right now. So I call it the YouTube University. So many videos on intermittent fasting. So I would love to come back and kind of demystify that. It's a lot out there. It's a lot of good stuff out there, but then it's a lot of little loopholes people need to be wary of.
Right.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have you come back. We definitely gonna do that.
All right,
D. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Have
a good
Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you. You all too.
All right.
That was good. G, you got your questions answered?
Yeah, good stuff. Like, we could have talked to her for like a whole nother hour.
I know. And I was looking at the clock like, all right, we're running out of time.
We got to line it up. Right.
No, but that was good. But we'll definitely have her come back. I want to talk about fasting because she knows a lot about fasting too. Her husband will fast for a whole week. He'll drink nothing but water for a whole week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing but water for a week. I could do a 36-hour fast. So I've done that. Right. I only drink water for 36 hours. So I try to do that once a month. But he'll do it for a week. I ain't get that far.
No, you gotta be conditioned. I remember the church, we did a Daniel fast.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And it was vicious, though. I mean,
Yeah. It takes discipline.
Yeah, big time. So
it takes discipline.
I think it's good, though, like at least once a month, to try to put that into your routine, to give your body a break.
It needs a break because we are feeding our bodies a bunch of nonsense every day. We are eating a lot of nonsense, a lot of chemicals that were not meant to be consumed. And we're eating it because it's sold in the stores because our country just lets anything be sold in the stores.
Pretty much. And it's scary to look at the ingredients, Doc, on anything.
I know. It's just complicated.
It's scary. It's very scary.
It is. It could be overwhelming. So, yeah, we do need to fast more. Absolutely. Give our bodies a break from the nonsense. We have a few events coming up. We have our blood pressure program that is an ongoing program. So if you have high blood pressure, know anyone that does, have them visit our website, healtheducated.org, to get hooked up with our blood pressure program. It's a 4-month program. You meet once a month with a health coach in a group session to learn about how to naturally improve your blood pressure. You also get a one-on-one session with a health coach twice a month, and you get a free blood pressure monitor. And you get fun stuff and free stuff and produce and all the things that D. Grace talked about in terms of the antioxidants. You get lots of produce. So please come out to the blood pressure program if you have high blood pressure, because we don't want you to have a heart attack or a stroke. Like, the whole purpose is to bring these numbers down, because when they're up and they're consistently up, you have a higher risk heart attack, stroke, kidney disease, all that. And that's all preventable. So check us out. We'll be at the Delaware County Health Department's Earth and Beyond Mommy Health Wellness class on Saturday. March the 7th is at Apple Pie Christian Academy in Upper Darby. It'll be from 1:30 to 3. So we'll have a table there sharing important information about lead and other health information that we'll have available that day. So come out, check us out there on this Saturday from 1:30 to 3 at Apple Pie Christian Academy. On March 27th, we'll be back canvassing. So if you want to help canvass, help educate the Chester community about lead, we'll be doing that on Saturday, March 28th. So Saturday, March 28th, if you want to sign up, please scan the it's no QR code. But if it was a QR code in the screen, you would scan it. You could also go to our website, healtheducatedinc.org, to sign up to help us go door to door and teach the community about lead. That's going to be March 28th. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
All right. Keep it 100.
Good night.
Keep it 100, truth with no ceiling.